Welcome to the Take It Home podcast. The podcast so bad we really should just take it home. I am one of your hosts, Doc Simmons. You can find me on all social media at Doc Simmons 17. Light crowd tonight, but we've got the refest with the mostest. Why don't you introduce yourself, homie?
What's up, guys? Ref Perch. You can find me at Perch XLV. # for the Ref brand. Waffles Take It Home podcast.
Yes, waffles all around. I was waffle lacking last week. Got my waffle this week. How about you, brother?
No, we did not have any waffles. Shout out to the picture on the Twitter though. That stack
blind, yep, with the sweet, it looked like blueberry pancake.
Blueberry pancakes. That was a good looking flapjack right there.
Very jealous. Very jealous. I enjoy a good blueberry waffle and pancake.
It wouldn't even need to butter it with the blueberries right there, and light syrup. We'll go light syrup and enough where you can still get the crispness of that cake.
Yeah, definitely. Ideal cake to sweetness proportions.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. And what goes well with sweetness is a banger of the week. Perch, what you got?
Oh man, I want a sweet song too this week. No doubt. This one comes on a sunshiny, kind of a springtime feeling day, 35 degrees and sunny.
Yeah, here in the Midwest.
Beautiful outside. Roll the windows down to some Diana Ross and the Supremes. Someday we'll be together.
Yes, sir. That was a good one.
Yeah, just a great feel-good song, good soul, good feeling, good music, great voice, great backup singing.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's been 50 billion documentaries on it that can do it better than we could about how good the Pips were. But yeah, can't go wrong with Diana Ross. That's definitely a classic. What brought that one on?
I'm a big fan of some old stations. 1021 just does not do it for me over the past maybe 10 years because it's been the 10 years of the previous 10 years. So I had to find different radio stations, and I usually go XM radio. But at work, the only station I go is like a 98.7, and it's all oldies, all good tunes playing. Good feeling tunes when you're working.
Hell yeah.
And especially on a sunshine day.
Very nice. All right. What about the wrestlings we've been watching? How's that tape study been, Perch? What you been watching this week?
It's been good. I've been studying my own tapes. Thankfully, stuff's been televised through whether I get it up on the iPad or the phone, able to watch at least 3 or 4 of my matches right away from the past week, which has been nice. But that's, kind of boring. But the fun stuff I've been watching has been some AEW. Dude, that tag team match with, the way it started out with the Revival and MJF, and they have their big celebration for MJF beating CM Punk. They call out CM Punk. They have a big promo battle in the arena, and it was going to be CM Punk and his partner of choosing, and we didn't know who it was going to be. And as soon as that song hit, I damn near jumped out of my seat. Moxley and Punk against the Revival with Aubrey Edwards in there as a referee was as good as a tag team match can get. I'm sure that there's stuff that can be done better, but for us learning, like, everything they did made sense.
That's a very well put together tag match. False tags, good near falls. It was just very good.
And even the ability for a couple of heels like the Revival, when CM Punk's working him over in the corner, the other one comes up and starts, biting at his feet just to get his
Yeah, tapping his leg. I like that.
in for a second, just to stir it up so the other guy can come back and glom him from behind. Just effortless. It's the continuity of working, for real. It's beautiful. Beautiful when that stuff happens. And a couple of Moxley hot tags coming in hot. That match had everything. It really did. I enjoyed it. And then the finale of that night was wonderful, where Lambert came out, released the top rope, eliminating Hangman's ability to do his finish. Although he hit his finish right away,
Yeah.
but it wasn't going to put out the Murder Hawk. Murder Hawk ends up hitting his finish on Hangman on the steel stairs.
That one looked rough.
That was scary. And
That.
just the reaction from Hangman afterwards. I mean, that's selling 101.
Yeah.
Because if anyone watching that didn't believe everything that's going on, because it's real. It's real and selling, and it's beautiful.
He
Pro wrestling is
bounced
so much.
off the steps and hit his face on the post, it looked like.
Yeah. And what really happens is more real than you could imagine. Stranger than fiction kind of stuff in pro wrestling. And they showed it.
It was a good one. That was a good match. Very inventive finish after Dan Lambert comes and takes the rope down. That's another one of simple storytelling. You see the ref clearing the ring.
Just as simple as removing wrist tape or removing a piece of barbed wire.
Out of the way. The Hangman sees his chance. Perfect. I really enjoyed the finish to that match.
Me too. That one just as well got me out of my seat. Those were two moments that night that were just enjoyable as a fan. I loved it. Paul Turner going down and right over, boom, through the two tables. Fun match, fun finale.
Yeah. If you can't tell, I too watched the AE Dubs Dynamite. Really like that tag match just had me. It's one of those things like I'm always, I feel recently more so just in awe of how much some of these guys can get in such little time. Cause because that match was maybe 15 minutes. I don't know if I could tell the same story in 15 minutes myself. So like that's the type of stuff that always impresses me with a lot of these guys. The main event, Lance Archer, Adam Page, what more can be said? It was a good one. Lance Archer is very good at these Texas death matches. I don't know if he's the one that's calling all of these, but the couple that I've seen him in have been very good. Said love the finish, and both of those matches had just like simple storytelling, like you said, with I believe it was Cash tapping CM Punk on the leg that they ended up coming back to later. The ref just doing his job throughout the match. Just, I'm drop down, move this out of the way, move this out of the way, move this out of the way, moves one more thing out of the way, Page sees his opportunity. So just very good storytelling, whether people want to give it credit or not.
Yeah, and like you said, when they went back to it with the pestering, the heels pestering, the one of them, maybe Cash or he came up on the apron and started getting CM Punk and got him to fight back.
Yeah,
and he got CM Punk to leave his corner. He didn't pull him away from his corner. He got him to leave his corner.
Yep.
And got him to fight back. And when Moxley went for his tag, his partner wasn't there. Not because he was pulled out, because he fought his way out. Those subtleties were beautiful.
very good tag 101 in that match. Very good tag 101. So definitely be rewatching that. Besides that, I've been watching a lot of UWFI stuff because I'm sure we'll get into it later with what we got coming up this weekend. But got a tape study, got some big matches coming up. So like kind of similar to you, it's been boring. Just study. All right. Now I did not post it in the group because I kind of just thought that I had the idea for our conversation this week. I had the idea for our conversation this week from a post I saw a minute ago. So like by now, I mean it'll be Thursday when this comes out. We all know Brandy and Cody have left AEW. There's been a lot of rumors going around that they're going to sign to WWE. But the most interesting, probably far out rumor that I heard was Cody is leaving to buy ROH, which had me thinking, if you could have anybody, real or fictional, buy ROH to bring that back, who would you pick? Me personally, it's a rough one. Like I feel Cody would be a great pick. He did do a lot for Ring of Honor, but I think selfishly, I'm going to have to go with Dorian Roland and AAA, because if they could go ahead and establish again something like Lucha Underground in America, I'd be very happy. We're seeing a lot of, not seeing a lot of, but we're seeing what New Japan is doing with establishing a foothold in America right now, where, it was just announced today at the time of this recording that Minoru Suzuki is coming back to the US in April for the Chicago show. So really looking forward to that. New Japan Strong. I haven't watched a lot of it, but I hear it's consistently like just some of the best wrestling on television, period, right now. So if I could get, maybe those minds that were, I don't necessarily need another Lucha Underground, but if we can do something to start bringing those luchadors up from Mexico again, and having them establish a foothold here in America, I would be super down for that. I know I didn't give you any time to really think about it, but Perch, who would you like to maybe buy ROH?
It goes, you got to go with your gut feeling, and my gut tells me in this world, in this scenario, I would say in a beautiful world, let's see Triple H take it with NXT over the past 5, 6, 7 years.
Hey, that was a joke for a little bit when Vince was cutting everybody in WWE, that Triple H would just take his ball and go home.
And I hope he's in good health, and it's no secret he's my all-time favorite, and just the respect that he was getting from the crowd. People hated him as a wrestler because Lord knows why, because he was a heel for 20 years, of course.
He was a good heel. He was a very good heel.
But he got the respect from the fans for the company that he built, which was NXT. And whether that was him building it or, again, fictional, in this scenario, let me have Triple H, run at ROH with the respect and the old school ties that he came up with. One of the coolest shows ever was, in my eyes, was when ROH and NWA were together. And the cross promotion between those two were that's beautiful professional wrestling.
That was the thing. And, ROH was doing, Forbidden Door before there was a door.
Yeah, we're helping out with the War of the Worlds tours in Chicago. Yeah. And,
we did not know a Forbidden Door existed.
Yeah, I didn't even know there was an opportunity. So, to have somewhat of a territory system like it was, and not that you need that, because modern independents are its own
kind of territory system, right?
Own kind of territory. So, it's all working. But yeah, I would say to have ROH and the NWA ties, and Triple H at the helm doing what he did with ROH or with NXT, picking up independent stars from all the different territories, while touring all the different territories as well too. So that would be my favorite.
Right, and if he just left and picked up Regal and bought
Oh
ROH and did their thing.
goodness, talk about a wonderful asset right there.
Yep.
There's Regal right there. You know, there's enough people on the bench who can be taken from anywhere and start up. It's wonderful that the knowledge and wisdom can go back to the business, but it all starts and ends with the passion that we all have. We could all take our ball and go home at any time, but we're all in it because we love it.
Mm-hmm.
And those opportunities are afforded to those who put themselves in position for those opportunities. And to be thinking about heading a company, whoa, that's just, I couldn't even fathom.
Yep. Yep. I'm a simple guy that maybe wants to run a show. Like the thought of running a consistent promotion that has to consistently put out materials is terrifying.
And I'm a guy where as soon as you have stuff in place, great, give me set the stuff that you need done, and I'll make sure that it happens and we get the show on the road. The road crew guy.
Yeah, can't imagine.
But
Yeah, that'd be wild. That'd be wild. Thank you to Cody for his help in AEW. It's been fun. Good luck in your future endeavors. Not like you need it from us, but we know, we just hope that this continues to better wrestling.
yeah, and as far as it goes, maybe he takes a while off and goes Hollywood or something, but yeah, the ROH thing came up.
I can definitely see him in movies. He wanted to go the Rock route.
Yeah, he's getting the experience on TV at least, and taking his foray into that world. So who knows? A cool guy, and he's definitely been right at the heart of good professional wrestling in and around it for a long time now.
Knows what he's doing, I hope. All right, so Perch, let's talk about this past weekend. We are kind of going out of order. What you have popping off this past weekend?
Last weekend, we kicked it at Brew City Wrestling on Friday night at the Elks Lodge. That was a good time. Ended up having a triple threat match with Dysfunction, Chucky Bates, and Ethan. Ethan was the champion, the Heritage champion, and he kept the title by the end of it. I lost 100 fictional bucks because I threw down on Dysfunction that night, and I was the man who had to count the pinfall, and it wasn't Dysfunction. So just to prove I call it down the middle, even when I do have money on the game, I still call it down the middle.
Yeah, it looks like it was a wild triple threat match. I did see Dis going off.
Yeah, it was good. That was fun. He and Chucky have had a good dynamic.
Yeah, they've been working well together. Can't wait to take those titles off them in 2 weeks.
And then the next one was a tag team match with Whiskey Bent and Hellbound, Max and James with Brandon in their corner against Oso and Juan. And Stash and Fletch, a triple threat tag team match for the tag team titles. And during the introductions where they're introducing, all three teams, Brandon ended up, kind of waving his flag around, and I was standing pretty close to it, and I took a shot right off the schnoz. Whoa! Right to the bridge of the nose. Complete accident. If anything, I was standing too close. Always have to have that head on a swivel. And just one of those moments that rocked me, and the moments right before a match.
Yeah.
like eyes watering. Is the wondering, is my face splashed open right now? How bad is
Yeah.
it?
Nothing worse
I,
than getting hit in the nose.
I turned, looked. Am I bleeding? No, good. And that was a fun match. Also, and Juan ended up winning. Um, a fun night. Um, then got things rolling Saturday at Warrior Wrestling in Chicago at Cicero Stadium. Watched an old movie where Al Capone, played by Rod Steiger, rigged an election out in Cicero. So I gained a whole new appreciation after seeing it in an old 1950s movie. And the stadium was very cool. Was there for a Galley Mania several months ago. And this time was really fun. Had Sky Blue against Miranda Alizé. Sky ended up picking up the win. Good back and forth match. The next match I had was Santana against Speedball Mike Bailey. Holy smokes. That match, as far as matches go, I would take that on any card on any given night, whether I was in it or not in it. I would prefer not be the ref so I could watch it and take it in for what it's worth, which is why it was amazing to be in there and to take the wisdom that they had and the experience that they had, and to try and play up to their level to the best of my ability. A very fun match. Good, hard hitting, action packed the whole time. And cool to see Santana doing singles stuff. Coming into professional wrestling, he and Ortiz were about as good as a tag team gets in the AAW era. Just a tag team that I looked up to. Yeah, cool to work with him in a singles was a new environment. And Speedball Mike Bailey, holy smokes, dude. I guess he wasn't able to come into the States for about 5 years, but now he's here. 7 years. Wow.
7.
Wow. So he's been touring all around the world.
Just not here.
Just not here. And now he's here. And he had a match Friday night against ACH that people were talking about big time out in LA. So I haven't gotten to see it yet, but I would definitely, I'll seek it out. And he came in and had a great match against Santana. But Speedball Mike Bailey, he's worth checking out.
Yeah, if you haven't seen Mike Bailey, please do.
And that night, I ended up having the main event, which was Thunder Rosa defending her Warrior Wrestling Women's Championship against a woman that Sean Priest told me about years ago. I was asking him, who are your favorite, wrestlers and women's wrestlers? And we were just talking wrestlers in general and independents. And he brought up the name Athena. And I asked, who is it? And I knew her as Ember Moon, and really liked her. But Priest said, how she was on the independents. She's kind of, goofy, but she'll kick your ass, and it's kind of a fun character and an ass kicker. So it was Thunder Rosa against a returning Athena. So I was thrilled coming into it, and wouldn't you know, the two of them have a 30-minute time limit draw. Crowd was going nuts. They enjoyed it. A good 30-minute draw, no winner. Thunder Rosa stays champion. Fun match. Athena, right at the end, 10 seconds left, hits the O face. Boom. and crawling, and Thunder Rosa gets out. Didn't have a chance to get the pin.
Yep.
But
quickly time.
It was a fun match. I've done a 60-minute time limit draw. Now there's a 30-minute time limit draw for a women's title. Very fun. And I've definitely gone and mentioned that it's some of my favorite kind of matches to ref, and to get any experience in that is awesome. So I loved it. It was a fun night of action. Athena was super fun, super goofy, super everything Sean Priest said years ago. It was funny to see it in real life. And Thunder Rosa, talk about having a fiery spirit, just a warrior, truly. Both of them had a great match.
Yep.
And then, and that stadium is just fun. I really enjoy that Cicero Stadium. And then, shout out to Tom and Joe, Joe M and old Tom Visor, Visor Tom. They were at their front and center and right at the guardrail watching as the action was happening. Scouting some fourth wall talent.
Yeah, I did see pictures from those two. Looks like that. Yeah, it looks like it was a good time. Looks like a good time. Everybody's talking about the Santana speedball match and Athena Thunder Rosa match. So that's what it
was definitely fun. And yeah, those guys, shout out to Joe for taking all those picks. Awesome shots. And then Sunday, we were at Zello Pro in Chicago. That was a real fun time too. Had Joey Jet Avalon against Storm Grayson. Fun match, as cool as a couple characters can be. And they really worked the crowd, worked each other. Storm ended up coming out the victor by the end of it. But a fun match all around. And then Project Monix against Jimmy Jacobs. That match was really fun. A no disqualification match. Or no. It was it ended.
It ended in a DQ, I believe.
There certainly were DQs in that match. In DQ. And yeah, it was a fun one. Jimmy Jacobs had a spike, Monix had a chair, and they were swinging back and forth. Monix got the spike, stabbed it into the turnbuckle, and ended up grabbing it and spiking Jimmy right right where the sun doesn't shine. But a fun one nonetheless. Yeah, good action. I really enjoyed the weekend. A true triple shot.
Yeah, those are fun. Yeah. Wrestling's heating up again. It's warm out here in the Midwest, or warm for us at least. So yeah, we're staying busy. Myself, I was supposed to, as I said last week, head back to Virginia for a bachelor party, but that ended up getting canceled. So I too made an appearance over at Brew City Wrestling on Friday. Was just there to cheer on my tag partner Zach Hendricks in his singles match against Chuko. They had a great back and forth. As we've said before, we've known the Caribbeans basically our whole careers, trained together, and we're just trying to prove now who the best tag team is. But they seem to can't take a loss. Manny had to come out at the end and start the beat down on Zach, so I made the save. We were supposed to have a match next month, but I had my gear, so I laid the challenge right then and there. You guys know how I get down. It was a real hard-hitting match, about 5 minutes of just straight chops, us just beating the living hell out of each other. This time Chuko tried to interfere towards the end, but Zach was there, came, beat him up. Thought I had the win, but just a little bit too much of Zach beating up Chuko. The fight ends up rolling into the ring, and Junior calls it a no contest. Great match. Like I said, love working with the Caribbeans, though they're being assholes right now. Love working with Manny. We've gone back and forth a lot lately, a lot all over our career. So know each other well. I know he can bring the fight. He knows I'm going to bring the fight. But now it looks like we've got ourselves a best of 3 series for the #1 contendership for those newly won tag titles by Bear Kingdom. So little bit of more oil on the fire to stoke it. Not like we needed it, but I expect this to be crazy. And hey, if you weren't there, the winner of the match gets to pick the stipulation for the next match. So be sure to check out all the Brew City social medias and our social medias to keep an eye out on that, because we're gonna beat the living shit out of each other the next couple months. All right. Okay, Perch. We're winding down. Why don't you tell me what you got coming up this week?
This Friday night, we kick things off at Logan Square Auditorium for Freelance Wrestling. Catch it on IWTV. Yeah, we're back on the IWTV this weekend. Done some fight action and back on IW, which was the first one that we ever got our opportunity with. Remember Powerbomb TV?
Yep, Powerbomb.
And then it switched to IWTV, and then we got on with Zawa. Watch Zawa. Anyone listening? Plenty of Zawa footage from our early days.
hey, go ahead and check the Zawa show Breeze that recently dropped, because I'm on that.
Hell yeah, the IWTV has been fun. Shout out to everybody who makes it happen, and the Smart Mark Video guys who make it happen. Just awesome stuff. So yeah, we're at Freelance on Friday night. Should be 7:00, 7 on IWTV, and then we're off to Indiana on Saturday for Black Label Pro. Should be a fun night of action there. I think it's a daytime show, perhaps a nighttime show as well. I think action starts maybe around 3 or 4 o'clock on IWTV. And that'll be a fun show as well. And then Sunday, we're back in Chicago for Galley Lucha. Catch that one on Facebook, Facebook Live, or just a Facebook stream. Usually streams pretty well through that. We're watching in the back through phones and such. Always a little bit of a delay from it, as you see a move happen as the bump that already taken place. Classic wrestling, and we enjoy every minute of it.
Yep.
It should be a fun triple shot weekend this weekend as well.
Yes. Me, myself, me and Zach, your mama's favorite tag team, will be at Paradigm Pro Wrestling on Friday for their doubleheader. We will be on the Indiana Fight Club show. We are in a tag team match against Bruce Gray and Tyler Vox. This is a huge opportunity for us. I've wanted to get on Paradigm for a long time. I've wanted to try the UWFI fight rules forever. So this is a big thing for me that I hope that we're going to go out and show what we're capable of. Zach is a seasoned amateur wrestler. I am a seasoned, I like to fight. So this should be the perfect environment for us, and I'm really looking forward to it. Saturday, I am headed to St. Louis for Black Wrestlers Matter, St. Louis. Hey, Missouri Promotions, I have a license. Please book me. Yep. So be down there for that one. Black Wrestlers Matter, always a fun show. I've been on the first two. I made I made a little bit of emotional post about it earlier. We always talk about, what have been home promotions for us. I've been with them since, beginning. This is my first time getting a match card, having the match sponsored. So I'm planning to go all out. I know I'm in there with some other guys who think they're heavyweights, but I'm gonna show you all why I am the GOAT. But yep, should be a fun time. Sunday, I just should be driving back. So we'll see how Sunday goes, but should be a fun-filled weekend. Really looking forward to it.
Sounds like a fun one, man. That's good traveling action, and that's good on the road. Safe travels to you.
Yes, thank you.
All goes.
shouldn't be too bad of a drive from Indiana to St. Louis, but just the first leg of that drive, Wisconsin to Southern Indiana, is a bit of a bitch.
Yeah.
So. But it'll be fun. We're gonna kill it. Have a good time. All right. Perch, do you have any final thoughts or questions, sir?
Yeah, this one comes with a heavy heart. Great Muda had to relinquish his title.
I was actually about to ask you.
He's having hip troubles right now.
Yep.
They had to give up the tag team titles, and there's no, I don't think he's going to work yet for a little while. He wants to come back. I translate the tweets.
Yep.
For them.
Yeah, gotta love that translate button.
Oh, it's miraculous. Although the picture always speaks 1,000 words when you're looking at Muda.
Yeah.
or him as just a man. So we're all pulling for him and send all of our prayers that his body recovers and he wants to get back in the ring. We all want to see him just as well. So our love goes out to Muda.
Definitely. How is the Token Road going?
Oh man, it's been great. I've been Muda in everybody. I've been hitting the full Nelson drivers for a pin as my go-to. Almost a good signature. The mist comes out in just moments you want it to. And you pray for it because the buttons are still button mashing. So, back to a finisher. And, with like going up against Hashimoto, which is like, I pray for it every time that it's not, but once in a while it is. I know that the King of Destruction has got me in his sights. So try to hit that mist at the right time and don't overexploit it because the game knows that too. The game knows. You got to time it all and sequence it all just right. And when you do it just right and you tie up a nice bow, the game will give it to you. But it'll go on you just the same. And I've gone out by the STF more times than I would care to remember.
Care to admit.
Yeah, Chono has definitely got my number.
I guess as it should be. It's appropriate.
Still beat him when it counted though.
That's what matters. Who wins it in? Win the war, not the battle.
Yeah, and he's extra tough too, because like he's video game tough. Those old like Die Hard arcade games and stuff that had villains, like he's straight out of there. So he's got arcade game villain to him, a little extra evil.
Good. All right, and with that, I think we can go ahead and take it on home. Be sure to follow us on all social medias. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And it's been fun. Y'all be easy. One.
Yeah.